All right, we are live. So the question of the day, what time is it?
There's always somebody that's late for the party.
Well, she put the right title on there, so that's fine. That's all right.
So we were on time today. Excellent.
Yes.
Look at me, all grown up.
All grown up and your big boy haircut and everything.
Yes, and I will.
Very handsome.
Let me explain my haircut. I'm at the age where you get ear hair and your eyebrows continue to grow. So I always trim my eyebrows, and I forgot to switch the trimmer to the hair one. And actually, this is what I usually would wear my hair like for 2 years ago. My wife used to yell at me, quit doing that. You look like your father. So this is why we're a little short and shiny today.
That's all right. At least it's getting warm outside, so you're not freezing to death.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. Jay, I tried looking for your hair. I couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it. Okay.
It's lost in time.
Lost in time.
Lost in time.
All right, either guys. That or timeless.
Yes. Well, this topic today is just a matter of our perspective, because how in the world do you prove any of this to? So everybody's going to have their perspective, and you guys add yours to the chat.
All right, then that's the end of the show. Thank you.
You got your copy page in there?
I don't know. Do I?
I don't know if
I can. Hang on.
I'm going to post Carolyn. I'm going to post her channel in there. She's at 49 subscribers. We promoted Mary Jean G to get to 50, and I don't know if Carolyn ever wants to do it live or not, but she's one shy of 50. So if you haven't subscribed, please do.
That's a good idea.
Public service announcement.
I already did.
Okay.
All right.
Also, Jen, I'd like to, if it's okay, talk about your articles.
Yeah.
First of all, the one you couldn't pronounce sounded more redneck than anything.
I do my best.
Was it Obador?
I do my best. What can I say?
Okay, well, I mean, you know what I did on Monday, and it hit me again today. And we're not going to do a prayer or anything today, but what we're going to do is when we manifest, because most of the message today was for manifestation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not just manifest for you, but manifest how you want to change the timeline. Manifest how you want to clean up the Mama Gaia. So manifesting is not just, oh, can I have money? Can I have money? Because that will come. The thing is, if we manifest for a betterment of our planet, of our humanity, the timeline changes that everything else will come easy. We won't be entrapped. Okay, and just some of the numbers I'm going to say was, and I lost my numbers here. Your 41, 5, we all know change. 11 is the master illumination to light up our path. So those numbers also go into sync with what you said. 43, 7, divine father. And then 33, another master number, which is master teacher, which is Yeshua, which is also ascended masters. So they're showing you we are mastering what we're doing. So let's master by focusing, manifesting the change of this timeline. So we don't.
I'm so impressed when Nadia shows up for the oracles, but she comes out with math class. So I think it's great.
Yeah, I'm ignoring her right now.
I added it for you. I added it for you.
I'm waiting for the English class.
Well, listen, okay, grammar police. Okay.
Don't rush me. I'm waiting for the last minute. So go ahead.
Master procrastinator. So how do you want to start this? What is this? How do you do it?
Is there a true definition of time?
Well, we can. I know it was hard to see if we could find some research on it, but there's two types of time, they said.
I could read that thing I read to you guys.
Okay.
Yes, good idea.
Okay, 1 second.
Good idea.
Dear. Let me click on that real quick. And notice real quick for me is not. So, okay. When we were going through this, Again, I had a couple of downloads on it relates to time, but not time. But anyway, I wanted to look up the definition, and we all agree that everything vibrates, everything has frequency and vibration. We all agree on that.
Mhm.
And they kept telling me take time out of it. This was for my personal thing that they gave me. So I was like, I didn't understand that. But here's the actual definition of this, how everything vibrates. Okay. Everything moves, vibrates, and travels in circular pattern. Each thing that exists is identical by its own unique vibrational frequency. And here's the definition: frequency is defined as a number of periodic oscillations or pulses, vibrations, or waves per unit of time. So that's a 3D thing, because without time, they can't measure this.
Right.
Without time, they can't measure tons of things. So I thought that was very interesting, and I never really put that together.
Mhm.
That is nice, because when I was doing research, there's two types of time. They said one is time of a linear time, rushing to a why can I not speak today? Predetermined end, or there's vast interconnected web where the past, present, and the future coexist at the same time.
Mm.
And if you look at time from a clock standpoint, the atomic clock is, quote, they think that's the most accurate. Actually, the hydrogen clock is the most accurate timekeeping thing. But again, they always have to filter it through something.
Mhm.
And it just seems odd. I mean, there's always a measurement, but yet they have to put it through something. They just can't go by like our ancient families did. Up, sun's up, here comes the season. They knew these things, just like north, south, east, and west. They could point to it without knowing.
Right.
Different though.
I still can't do that.
No.
Either time nor direction.
No. Agreed.
Well, since we've kind of talked about time being like a 3D thing, so do you think if we leave this density, it stops existing? Does nothing need to be measured beyond this density?
I want to say that this is my personal opinion. I think it's more of I think it's just different. Is it time in a sense? Yeah, but I don't think it would be how we would perceive it here now.
Right.
But I do think there is something to that.
Yeah. I think so too.
Outside of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually like a quantum realm where there is no concept of time. You're at a quantum time.
Right.
Maybe it's different than what we see right now.
Well, I always believe that Creator is beyond space and time. So once we reach Christ in full consciousness, enlightenment, are we beyond space and time too?
Okay, here's where I want to add this thing that I got. Okay, I'm very, very horrible at explaining how I do what I do, or teaching people when it comes to certain things. But they while we was doing this time, they showed this to me. Okay, let's take for instance a heartbeat, and I don't think I heard this anywhere before. But 1 second, let me give you the
let's give you
picture.
a visual.
Yes, it's a quick visual. Hold on, I got to X out of us. Okay. Right. Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah. Okay. It's basically this. The heartbeat. Okay. Now, one of the things that I didn't understand, and like I said before about my guides are showing me, take out time. And this is how they showed me how I connect. Okay. And the first thing that was unique is they were showing me the heartbeat. Okay. And I literally took the stethoscope we have here in the house and I was listening to my heart. And, I didn't really understand it at first. We say heartbeat, ba-bump, ba-bump, ba-bump. But if you listen to it very carefully, it's Abba, Abba. It literally says Abba.
Wow.
I mean, that blew me away. Okay, so now this is what they were showing me. Okay, when we're connecting, there's like a little precursor to the electric charge. Just like in anything that vibrates, it oscillates or it pulses. It just doesn't keep spinning. Something has to keep it going.
Right.
And it's before the heartbeat. Okay, there's a pause, and then there's a quick little here's the pulse. And they were showing me that how we connect is before that pulse, before time, for a thousandth of a second, a trillionth of a second, it doesn't matter, because they can't talk to us with in our time. They're outside of time. So for that brief moment, you can be there immeasurably long. We've all been there. But I didn't realize that is the point where they come in. And as I did this with my rods and everything, I got a yes. And I was like, I don't know if it's for me or if it's for everybody, but that's how it comes to me. And that's how they were telling me, this is how you get the images. This is how we talk to you. And I knew nothing about the heartbeat with that. Like I said, I've never heard that anywhere. And I did not understand, how, like Roy had said one time, I'm fascinated how you and Nadia and everybody connects. And Jen, that's where it's at for me. Maybe it's different for other people, but maybe we can pull a card on that or whatever and find out later,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice. You want to pull the cards on now while the energy's still there, Jen?
If we can. Yeah. Sure. How exactly do you want to word it?
Okay. Well, they showed me that, they communicate like we have to be outside of space and time for that brief moment.
Right.
Is there a pause before our heartbeat that's the point where we connect? Let's just ask that.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, that's so funny.
I mean, I hope I'm not influencing my card, but I got a straight yes on that.
No, but
it's a huge yes. It's a Ace of Wands, the Sun card, and that's like the moment we connect with spirituality with that Hierophant card. So yeah.
So I mean, when we talk about going within, slowing down, there's a lot of us. We talk about raising our vibration. I would argue we're stabilizing the other vibrations because they have to keep going and keep being fixed with everything. Where we talk about raising vibration, I think that's the wrong word. We're actually stabilizing it, and we're the foundation, if you will. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty, like I said, I didn't even check on that myself. Then I said, okay, I got to do it real quick, and I got a yes, and just now I got a yes also. That's pretty cool.
You think that we're maintaining it?
Well, like when we talk about everyone's raising your vibration, I think that's the wrong term, because let's face it, when we meditate, are we vibrating higher? No, we go we calm, and we get to that point of connection.
It's almost like the opposite.
Yes.
As you go calm, the frequency of love is higher. That's the vibration we're raising.
Exactly. But see, that's just it. We even said that thing where they need time to vibrate. And so when we hit that point of that minute partial second, that's where we stabilize. I thought that was beautiful. I was literally blown away by this.
I've never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
I think the controlling of our breathing is part of it too.
Controlling our breathing. Also, we were just mentioning slightly this last night, Jen. When you meditate, you have that split pause, that split silence. And that also is when you connect. So can you imagine if everything lines up, you got the breathing, you got the heart pause, you have the meditation, your mind at a silence, even for that split second, you got that connection.
Right. And you can be there in your perception for however long it is, for however long they get it in to get the message or whatever. You could be there for 5 seconds, 30 seconds. It doesn't matter in your perception. It's like, it's that quick.
Well, but here's the perception thing. When you're in that alignment, which is probably a split second, right? You feel like you've been in there for like an hour.
Yes, exactly. Your perception. Yeah.
Because you're connected with timelessness. That has to align. And
Let's ask, is okay, when you asked, Jen, did you ask, is that how they communicate in that time?
Yes, in that moment, yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yep.
Is that the downloads we get?
Yeah, it's everything. Your
It's
connection.
everything. You're
Yeah.
connected. So it helps clean you out. Now, while Jen's pulling, are you pulling something, Jen, or not yet?
And if you want me to, if there's something you need
No,
me
no,
to
I
pull.
didn't know if Jay wanted you to pull something. Did you,
No.
Jay?
Want me to pull
No,
something up?
I would just add one more thing to that. When we connect like that, is that not a form of ascension? When we
Yes.
connect outside of
Even
time?
briefly.
Even briefly.
Yes,
Even briefly.
that
Yeah.
is literally, we talk about raising our vibration, ascending. It literally is right there. It makes so much sense.
See, that's the
So-
raising your vibration. Going up to enlightenment is 1,000 frequency.
But yeah, that's physical in my perception. That's me.
It's all
And
physical,
yeah,
mental,
but
spiritual.
for
It's
me,
all alignment.
that
So when-
spiritual side of being outside of space and time. That's
When we're doing this show and we get kind of glitchy and it seems like we lose time or somebody skips or something, do you think that's what we call the matrix glitching? Or do you think because we're doing this spiritual thing that we actually jump back and forth?
I think it might be a little bit of both. I mean, think of the energy that it takes.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys know yourself. Okay. And Jen will tell you this. Doing 3D questions, you'd mentioned one time that's what tires you the most, that you're connected. But at the same time, when you're in that, when you're connected for a while on either whether it's spiritual, you may be a little mentally exhausted, but you're not wiped out.
No.
You know
Right.
what I mean? And
Right.
so there really is a difference in that.
Okay.
I
Sorry.
don't know. Good.
No, I'm
Nadia.
sorry. I asked the question if it's our energy is glitching or and what I got was with our energy using our voice, it's too high that technology can't keep up with us.
Wow.
You
Oh,
know what? I
break
can
the
agree
windows
with
and
that.
mirrors
It feels
too.
like it scrambles it for a brief second.
You know, they can't keep up with that frequency.
Similar to the pulse. Maybe it has to come in or it just kind of radiates out of us. I don't know, but that's pretty unique. I
So
agree
we're
with that.
beating AI at its own game.
Should I sing a little?
Right.
Right.
Well, AI
Break
has
the
to
windows.
operate within.
AI will come and take me.
Wow.
That's what I got. So also, we also talk about like shamans. They speak of the concept of a dream time. So they can do a meditative state and be in a dream time and bend time.
A trance.
Right.
Yeah, but I was reading a book and I can't remember what book it is because I started going back to picture books. But
Nice.
She can't read.
We're
but
working on it.
we're working on it. But what happened was this shaman said, I will stay here and meditate, and I will meet you at your destination. So they had some people stay with him while meditating. When they got on the train, went to another city, his body was there. I don't understand how, but he bent space, time, the past, present, and future. The only thing is he couldn't eat because he was still meditating.
There's something similar with the Aboriginals. Their shaman, they said that they would be able to hide within their shadow. Like they would literally hop into their shadow and hide. Isn't that in the same form of that? You know, I mean, that it's not just one story, it's multiple stories of hiding within their shadow, and their shadow would disappear. Call it a portal, call it a time jump, whatever you want to do it. But I mean, there's multiple stories over that, and it's also within their oral history. So that is, if you think about that almost like that's like ooh, that's.
So are we experiencing past, present, and future all at one time? Is the past still happening?
Now, just remember.
Does that make any sense whatsoever?
Remember the scene from Spaceballs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're here looking at us now. When? Now.
Now, I used to always look at this as a past life, always. So living in the past, we're all living in the same past life. They were catching up or something. That was this perception.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to get to the point where we're almost out of that. But
Mm.
at the same time, one of the things that, okay, we talk about timelines all the time. I'm starting to think that the spiritual people, their timelines are set. There's no more, or at least at some point moving forward or coming soon, or even for some now, there's no more timelines pertaining to you, maybe to the 3D people, maybe to the outside world, but
Okay.
it just feels like your timeline is set. Well, let's see, let's ask. I
Okay.
mean, this is
Well,
what
I
I
don't know.
feel.
If we keep shifting times or going from one dimension to the other all the time, then we're not really set.
Not getting
in
anywhere.
time.
We're not
Right.
setting our timeline.
Right, but
I don't
maybe that's our purpose, to stabilize,
to
to
set our
stabilize. I mean, I don't know.
Good
It's just what I feel, and I feel it strongly. Maybe it's my perception. I'm not, listen, I don't walk on water. I'd love to. I'd be the first one to tell you, hey,
Dang.
look, hey, look.
Well, if you're in Chicago in the winter, you can really walk on
You
water.
really can.
Probably.
You just
So do
destroyed
we
my
want
entire thought of you.
do we want to ask if in the spirit realm, if their timelines are set, like it's permanent
Or,
and can't be
okay,
changed?
well, let's just ask if there's people within this realm
Mhm.
Within the
that
spiritual
their
realm.
timelines are set.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I think there's a lot of, I still see the timelines. I don't feel they pertain to me as much. I don't think they pertain to a lot of people. It's not just me. Like I said, I don't know if it's perception, how I view it.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting
I
they
get yes.
they can, but it's their choice because there are spiritual people who do go.
I agree with that. They can jump. I agree with that.
So I think it's a perception of what you
But
choose.
even if with them jumping, I still think their timeline is set. Let's say that's their purpose. It doesn't matter what time
It
they're in.
says it is set with the Ace of Swords and Strength. It is.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is a huge worry for people in the 3D.
I
They
mean, if you
see us worrying about this. Now, we're not doing the show because we're
Us
worried
worrying
about it. We're just trying to
Right.
understand it.
Wait, I don't understand that. They see us worrying about what?
Densities and time, meaning, a lot of the oracles.
Well, I think they misunderstand. It's not that we're worried about it. It's that we're
Interested.
probably confused and interested in it, but not worried about it.
Well, I think if you look at it, the aspect that some people are worried about going through the doom and gloom and the
Right.
book of Revelation, the apocalyptic thing, that I can see people do worry about.
Mhm.
I've just accepted it. It's like, whatever. If we
Yep.
are, we are. But I think we've
Agreed.
changed it.
Yeah, I
agree
think
with that.
the thing that we worry about is when we're giving our answers and we're like, which timeline are we on? That one, that's kind of a
Yeah.
confusion for us.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
lost.
starting to be timeline. I mean, the timeline thing, it really, it's hard for me to kind of resonate with with now. I think that it's still there for most, but I'm my belief is, my faith is being pulled that this is my timeline. It does
Yeah.
not matter what anything else happens around me isn't pertaining. Again, perception, heart.
Well,
But like I said, I think isn't that also another form of ascension, another form of enlightenment, that you can walk the worlds plural, and it doesn't matter because that's your purpose. Just like say
Right.
an angel has a purpose. We always will. Okay, how many people have asked you in your lifetime, Jen, what's my purpose?
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of
Maybe we're
times
just
that
slowly
purpose
figuring it out.
can change. Purposes can change. Our
Exactly.
contracts can change.
because of
Absolutely.
free will. Exactly, free will.
Yeah.
So also a lot of us have to look within, and that's where time and perception is also within you.
Agreed.
So
I mean, there's people, there's people you see that are in their 80s and 90s, and it's like they move around like a 45-year-old or even better. It's like, how do they do that? I honestly feel it's how they perceive
Yeah.
time within themselves. They don't worry about death. They don't worry about certain things. They're just
I think it's mind over matter. You can't. If
Yeah.
it's really training the brain that if you're 90 but feel 20, good for you. Teach me.
Yeah.
Please.
yeah.
Well, let's
exactly.
say-
Give me a
I
little
think my
bit of that.
matter is over my mind. Young.
Well, I think they have a cocoon in their pool in their backyard, like that movie Cocoon. They just stay younger and younger. But
In the water.
so I was also looking into yogic traditional manipulation, where they do each the cyclical time goes under an endless cycle of creation, preservation, and dissolution.
Right.
And with meditation and breathing, you can create your own timeline. I don't know if that's true. I mean, you have a time of when you are born and when you pass.
Yeah.
Timeline of staying younger or whatever can be changed depending on. I mean, this is what I saw in the yogic
Yeah.
tradition.
Yeah.
I got to get some wine or I'll be back.
Some whiner.
Whiner.
I want to say there's a little bit of truth within that. It's not a direct yes, but it's a yes. I'm wondering if that's more along the lines of 3D enlightenment, or that there's some form of truth within that. I'm getting a yes on it. I like I said, so it's spiritual for me, but isn't that what we're trying to balance? Real world, spiritual.
So are we asking if we can
Good point, though.
individually create our own timelines through meditation? Is that
That's
how
not
it
what I
works?
asked, but I'll ask that.
Well, it's called the rhythmic pulse of timelessness. And you can create and dissolute. Well, I don't know if you can create because you're in your timeline, but change your outcome. Is that called Mandela?
I'm getting a no on create, but change, yes.
Change, yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's like, I know we manifest. I understand that that's our will. We want certain things.
Right.
I get it. But, you generally can't put a hand on the manifestation that you're trying to create. You can't. Regardless, it takes time, it takes motion. Like, okay, I'm manifesting, I want a better life. Okay, but yet you got a job, but you didn't count that towards manifesting a better life. You got a better job and better money. You see what I'm saying? We don't necessarily count these things, and yet they're there. So I think manifesting your change, your individual, like Nadia's, that's where we're going with really, is yes, I think you can do that, but you have to be a willing participant of that change. You have
And doing the work.
You can't say, hey, bring it to me. You have to be active within that, just like going within just like meditative, everything.
Agreed. Yeah.
I know.
Consciousness, actually a very strict level of consciousness. However, let me bring this one up. There is individuals that are practicing the mastery of timeline beyond traditional belief, who is, and I don't know if Jen will spit, Aleister Crowley.
I'll give him a spit.
He was going into realms of consciousness to change the outcome of time.
Yeah, but I would think you can only do that so many times.
Yeah, and I honestly think he just had demons with him, and the darkness is there. Can his stuff be used for light if properly? If you're strong enough, I would say yes. I wouldn't necessarily attempt it, but it's just a tool. Tools can be used for dark or good or bad. But I don't completely dissolve him. Like, let's face it, tarot is pretty much, he brought most of that to the forefront after centuries. He literally brought it, hey, tarot. Yeah. When it was just something was talked about in the past, the gypsies and all those things.
Yeah.
But yet here we are using it for good. Think about that,
Yeah.
Yeah, gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
I think there would have to be limits of how many times that you could manipulate outcomes until the divine creator says, you're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
I think they're playing Simon Says.
Okay. All right.
That's so funny. Right. Sorry, that was
you remember me doing the thumb trick for the kids? The thumb trick for the kids?
Yeah.
I saw a new one. I thought it was great.
Uh-oh.
It was the whole thumb. It was the whole thumb. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just going to prep you for it. I'll do it sometime. Just
Okay.
Actually, the funniest thing was once when we were younger and we were in Brazil, this guy did the thumb trick, but he actually had a fake thumb.
Oh.
Love it.
He made one out of wood.
Nice.
It was really amazing because he cut it. He's a wood guy, but he actually pulled it out, and we were like, "Oh my god!" So no, I'll pass on that.
Mess with the kids' heads.
How about you ask this? Does time only pertain to the physical world and not the spiritual world? I think they have a time in the spiritual world of some sort.
Yeah.
That time as we perceive it, is it only within the physical world? Can we ask that?
Okay.
Ooh, is time in the spiritual world that of events rather than in the 3D world where it's more linear?
I would say so. I mean, what comes to mind is seasons in the Bible.
Yeah,
That makes perfect sense.
Well, it's really hard, that question, the way you worded that question, because we have to say in the 3D matrix, because we in this Earth matrix are separated from that time. You understand?
Well, to a point, yeah. But I mean, let's just use that definition that I gave before. They can't measure anything without time.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 3D is where it's measured. Okay, so that's a yes, and it's strategically done. It's just here because the sun and the hangman come in, and this is reaching enlightenment of the divine. That's way beyond. I don't think they don't have a physical concept.
So I have another question, Jen.
Okay.
Oh, no Bippy card?
I
that was the slide in, Vip. That was the slide in.
Okay, now the question is that how angels communicate with us through time?
Well, that's like I was saying before. They were showing me that it's in that space between the heartbeat. You are outside of time for that moment.
I'm trying to figure out, like, maybe the Bible written was through angels in time. The 7 days.
Which Bible?
Oh.
Let's just
I'm sorry. This one, Balto is having a little bit of pot issues. Excuse me. I'll be right back.
Okay. So
what the hell just popped on my screen?
I don't know, but you're all fuzzy now.
Thank you. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
There you go.
Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair.
That's kind of
Fuzzy
interesting.
wasn't very fuzzy, was he?
This kind of backs up what Rock's talking about in the heartbeat, because they carefully wait. Because the Knight of Pentacles, he waits and watches. He's very careful.
Mm-hmm.
The angels wait for us to be in that moment still.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Still, and then they come in and speak with us, because the 10 of Pentacles, if you see the Kabbalistic tree of life, they're showing me connections, just like Rock was saying, that little moment, they actually wait for them specifically.
So maybe, let's say the prophets or the people who wrote part of the Bibles was in that deep meditation before they were able to give information, where that heartbeat, that pause, was the downloads.
I wonder if they were aware. Angels, well, we've been told that angels appear to people whether they've been called to do it or not. The Creator tells the angels to come, but the person didn't call on them.
No, but they have to have their mind in stillness in order to receive it, no?
I don't know. If the divine creator puts an order out, I don't think it matters what you're doing or where you're at. All right, think about Mother Mary. If Gabriel came and told her that she was going to conceive a child, I'm pretty sure she wasn't expecting it. She was going about her business when Gabriel showed up.
Especially at 12 years old.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's really nothing much you can do at that time at 12 years old unless just prayer, which is type of a meditation.
I mean, she could have been going to the market on the way to pick up bread or something, and all of a sudden, poof, Gabriel comes. I mean, I don't think she was sitting and thinking about it.
No, not thinking. That's when you're open to receive it.
Yeah. If she, well, I think Mother Mary was known to have purity of heart, that she was very humble, and that's why she was chosen.
I have heard that also her mother was the same way. She was
Yeah.
a virgin also. And in fact,
I
Mary
heard
was
that
a
too.
virgin birth.
Wow.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, that's what I was talking. We were talking about biblical times. They had, harvest, time of sowing, time of. So there was time already embedded. Now, was that a manipulation of 3D matrix to say there is time for this and time for that, or was that a given?
I don't see. I still keep leaning on the glitches in the matrix kind of thing, because if we are in a simulation, is this even real? I mean, how do we even measure time? It's just a hard way to put it into a question.
But also, I mean, I once, I think I saw a YouTube video. I stopped reading at that time. They were talking about there's biblical words that pertain to astrology, which connected that to time. So, like Virgo was not virgin, but it was creating the wheat field, and Libra to go sell in the market. When they talked about the lamb, it was during the Aries. So that's how they kind of connected time for those
There's
words.
actually a little part in the Enoch book where the different portions of space or the heavens are actually right now still the names of the planets. It has Neptune, Saturn, everything within that old text, and it's shown as arcs within the firmament. It's pretty neat.
Well, when we talked about
I haven't
Enoch,
looked at it much.
When we talked about Enoch before, didn't we agree that when he wrote down all the things that he had, he was beyond space and time?
I think
Or
so.
they creator took him
taken
somewhere?
I believe so. I mean, let's face it, he did not know how to write. No one did. He's the only, supposedly, he's the first scribe, not just in heaven, but on earth. So, while they spoke a language, they did not have a language, per se. So,
a written
language, yes. Yeah.
Oh.
I got to tell you, this is funny. I'm sorry, it's completely off topic.
That's all right.
But Balto is the most energetic dog, like I pooped and he's running, like I just pooped, look at me.
That's all right.
I wish I could film it, but I'd have to film him pooping, so I can't. But he is so damn excited when look at me.
He's doing the next
Please.
He's doing the next Kmart commercial.
Yeah,
I'm no longer constipated.
Exactly. Like Rudolph from the animation. He said, I'm chewed. It's the same thing.
Yep.
It's all excited.
That's funny.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I had to let it go.
Thank you for going there.
You're welcome. I'll be here all week.
It's about time. So another thing I was curious about was the accounts of deja vu, precognitive dreams. How about
say your Vippy card?
Mandela?
Ooh. It's a requirement now. Okay.
But what was I going to say? And the Mandela effect, did that change time?
Hi, baby. The Mandela effect is we believe that there was a switch in timelines.
Yeah, it's a time shift. Yeah,
or something was corrected in a timeline or something, and it had a cascading effect.
Right. Yeah. So, but how often do we do it? Have we only had one of those?
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
Oh, multiple.
Every time I walk in, yes, there's a shift.
Shift.
Every time. Every time.
The shift came in. Oh,
And deja vu, is that jumping backwards in time? How do you explain it? Deja vu, I've been here, done
Yeah.
this.
Well, I mean, if time is past, present, future simultaneously, that could happen. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that could explain it, but I think everyone here has experienced that at some point,
yes.
multiple times. And I mean, even to the point where, like, you see a house, you go, no, I know what I've been in that house. I could tell you where the closet is in the house and the bathroom.
Different dimension.
Yeah.
You just
exactly.
know. So
You
you're
just
probably
know.
living in that house in some other, like King said, a different dimension.
Right. So is it remembering time? Is it?
I think you're probably
experience?
shifting from like side to side rather
Yeah,
than
are
back
they
and forward.
blending together?
Right. Or is it even on a form of, okay, what's that
It is.
movie I mentioned before, The Adjustment Bureau?
Mhm.
There's these they're symbolically, I guess you could perceive them as angels. They're the ones that have humanity go a certain way, and they make adjustments all the time for given outcomes that they want.
Right.
It looks like they're like a department, like a bureau. In fact, they're hat men, really. But it really is about them, how they have to constantly adjust certain things. Is that what angels do? Is that what outcomes do? I don't know. I don't think we know there's no coincidences. We understand that, but at the same time, mistakes are always made. Okay, so do some mistakes have a cascading effect of a major proportion? Like we've talked about before, you're
Right.
stopped at a red light, you lose a minute and someone's beeping behind you. That has a cascade effect on something.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I wish we could understand that. I think that's fascinating myself.
Yeah.
what about people who time traveled? And if they affect themselves in the past, does it change the whole outcome of the cascading effect?
Well,
Go ahead.
there's an old theory that if you time travel, you shouldn't. It's not safe for you to meet yourself
Yes, that's what I mean.
My brain
Because
hurts.
because there would be a paradox change. Something would happen.
Somewhere in time.
I think that's all based on math and not necessarily the spiritual or the unit.
Yeah.
I think I don't. Many look, even relativity is a theory. So is gravity. Gravity is a theory.
Right.
Everything's our theory. There's literally nothing in stone. But if you take that aspect and you look at that perception, there's got to be give. Okay, so if I meet myself, do I influence myself, or is that what you were meant to do, and that was your purpose at one point,
Yeah.
so that it wouldn't mess with the timeline, regardless. But yet that person in the past that you met might not have any memory of you after you're gone, or something like that.
True. That's true. It's a question of, do you remember it? Do you remember it even happening?
Probably the one who went to the past probably did, but probably the future probably thought it was a dream.
Mhm.
You know.
Well, if you think about our higher selves, they've been here, done that. So
Right.
we rely on getting advice from them. Like, hey, me up there, what's going to happen? What do I need to focus on? I don't think that that's any different. Higher selves are just way down the line, or higher up in density, I should say.
Right. And this was kind of like when I got what I got, this kind of stopped me from looking. I actually did go in towards where Nadia was with the Hindu or the Indian culture and certain things, but it was like, that's good. And I don't think we'll ever really fully understand the aspects of this world, because maybe it is always shifting and changing, and maybe we are being manipulated. So maybe that's why we don't have a full concept or an understanding. But again, I think it does. If you look at them with their calculations, they have to factor in time even for a vibration. They have to factor in motion even for a vibration. But they're not factoring in.
Divine creator has to give permission for any of these things to happen. Do you think so? that is has to be given.
Probably more so from the creator than from the divinity itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like angels have a little bit of a call, like, oh, hey, I can make this decision, but I think something major, got to come from.
Angels probably know their limits, what they're allowed to answer,
Right.
and if they're like, no, I'm not sure about that, let me go ask Dad. Yeah.
Their purpose. I mean, how many times, okay, like someone, I know a few people that happen. If I would have went with them, I would have been in the car accident with them and I would have died. Or something like that. And and they were desperately trying to go, but everything kept getting in its way.
Yeah.
There's more to that than just coincidence.
Well, that's why they don't get angry when you're stopped at traffic or something. Something could have happened ahead of you.
Right.
So
Get angry at the person going 20
Please
in front of
don't,
you in a 65 mile an hour. Yeah, get pissed at that one. That's okay.
Lee's watching soap operas.
Yeah, I see that.
Lime
sands
You
through
wanna
an
tell 'em
hourglass.
they're grammar police. Lime sands.
And you said he's at work, huh?
What in the world is a
He's at
lime
work.
sand?
He's at work.
Lime in the sand. Metaphor, parable.
Lime in the sand. He's on an island, Jen. He's having margarita.
I put it
Like
there.
the
I took
sands of time.
desert.
Okay. Grammar police on
All right, well, let me ask this question. Since we feel that the axis is shifting, so, the poles are shifting, right? Since we feel that north is now almost east, that's what's speeding up our days? Like if you guys notice the moon, it's a smiley face now. It's not like a side crescent like it usually
it's no
is.
longer like this. It's like this now.
Well, is it the Earth or
and the
is
shapes
it
of
the
the moon?
moon?
They turn this way. Now it's upside down. It's like a smiley face.
Good question, King. Is it the Earth or is it the moon doing it? It's your perception of which one is doing it.
Where's the HP?
No wonder that hurts. Well, let's check because is it because that's why time is speeding? The days are speeding. Like we mentioned before, 36 hours in a day goes to 24 hours in a day. And we were talking about the 13 months. So is it?
I think it definitely is the time or a season, if you will. But at the same time, it's what's supposed to be. But I get that it is being affected. Is it the moon? I don't know. Is it? Let me ask if it's just the straight moon.
I think it is the moon. I mean, I'm sorry. I think it is the Earth.
Okay.
I'm kind of keep getting the moon's what's telling us. I don't know if it's the moon. It's the moon. The moon is telling us. Sorry.
We're shifting. Yeah, that we're rotating.
This is a movement through density. This is what's happening to us.
Could it be that both are shifting?
Well, like she said, a movement through density.
We're on the move through time and space. I mean, this is a density.
I am so lost.
But once again, I think it's our perception of it. It's the way we perceive it.
Yeah.
Okay, piggybacking off of that, is it only certain people who perceive it?
I get a yes on that right away.
Like only certain people can pick. Some people don't even pay attention.
Yeah.
Spiritual.
Only certain people saw that moon that way.
Only those of you that did not have an overcast sky
Well, yeah,
and rain.
it has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, the sun comes out during the day, but at night it's all cloudy and rainy.
That's because there's some work being done over there, King.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hide. So
They're looking for you. They're coming to take you away.
I'll have to ask Archangel Michael to put the cloak of invisibility on me.
Well, there you go. If we're seeking that information, if we're paying attention, deliberately moving and looking for it, those are the ones who are going to see it. Because like I said, some people, minus the weather issues, Some people don't care. They don't pay attention. To them, the world just keeps going around and around, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Isn't that a form of separation too?
I would think so.
Yeah, like oh well, it's called wheats and tares, but yeah, it feels like a form of separation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, they keep telling me this time, the time. Yeah, I don't know, but okay. So my question would be, okay, we've seen this bull moon thing for the last couple moons, if you will, cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Let's ask, is it going to stay that way, or will it go
Oh.
back to what it used to be? Can we ask that?
Yeah.
I'm getting a yes.
Yes, what?
Not a guess. A
Yes, what?
It's going to stay that way.
I'm getting a yes.
Yeah.
I think it may actually it's stay how it is, but I think it does progress. To what, I don't know. I think it's moving on to something else or something. But yeah,
Is it preparing to go away?
That's what this says. There's the Tower card.
Well, I mean, that's what I saw like an eclipse a couple nights ago.
Right.
To me, I was like, that wasn't even predicted or nobody talked about it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that it's just the moon, because we're talking about some of our star and galaxies too.
Right.
That goes back to the biblical writings of the stars falling, or
A third of them fall
third,
from the
right.
heavens.
Or just stop shining. So then at one point, I think we did on one of our talks, I had seen the moon and sun kind of become one at some point. I don't know how that even matters, but I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Does the moon go away? Does the sun go away? Or do they just kind of like meet up and become one somehow? I don't know. I didn't.
Wow.
Well,
I
I
didn't dive.
think the sun that we were used to has already gone away and
Yes.
replaced with the original.
Yes, but I'm thinking then a new moon is going to come when the divine feminine.
And it's going to be blue. Got it.
No,
Okay.
but no, I'm serious. I think that the new moon is coming when divine feminine shows itself. Because there's the emotions with Venus and all with the moon. I'm wondering if that's what you're
That
getting.
would be a huge shift.
That's
Yeah.
a-
Besides the language, I think you're right. I don't think they liked a couple of the words that you use, but
okay, there
what you're
will be
saying
a
is right.
new moon when the divine feminine probably reaches its peak. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think it's going to take over a new
Well,
moon.
your perceptions define feminine. So, I mean, that's what I think. That I'm
Let's say
getting a yes.
Sophia. Let's say Sophia.
Well,
I wouldn't even say Paley.
just maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Maybe it isn't male or female. I'm just saying, they just like, for me, they don't like the words, but they're saying yes at the same time.
Yeah,
it has
I'm
to
getting
do-
both masculine and feminine.
Yeah, the justice. So it's the scales. It has to be even. It has to be even of divine masculine and feminine. So maybe the new moon comes not just when the feminine energy shows up, but when they're actually neutral again and they're side by side, they're even.
See, but to me, I assumed, that's my fault, that the sun is masculine and the moon is feminine. That's what I had the assumption of it. I know.
Well,
Shame on me.
No, but I mean, that's just perception. I mean, but like your idea's right? You know, as far as that goes, regardless of the tag you put on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It still comes down to a balance between.
I agree with that. It does feel like, for lack of a better term, harmony. So balance, you know.
Yep.
Oh, well, we've been on almost.
Do we want to answer some questions?
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
How many?
See, I didn't. Speaking of time, I didn't realize we were there almost an hour.
Oh, he's pulling a Vippy.
Will I be forever lost in time?
Well,
You
I doubt
physically
it,
or
'cause
your
you'll have to come
soul?
back in here and do it again.
Your
Did
soul.
anybody hear anything? Because I think Dennis is lost in time. I don't think I heard that question.
Well, Moonchild is lost in space, so at least
Our
that's what
King
she
of Cups
says.
is really, truly the definition of the originality of recycling. I'm just saying. Oh, just keep coming back in here.
You had
Timeless.
like a triangle tattooed on you, like, can we recycle you?
There
What
you
is
go. Put a little
Yeah.
number on him. What
Yeah.
kind are you?
Yeah.
Does this make sense? All your worries and fears are here, Dennis. But in your soul, the connection to heaven, that's the one that's doing most of the dancing, if you will. I think that's your purpose. I think you're the one that balances out certain things,
Yeah.
even though it's here. But I hate to tell you this, I think that's your purpose. So yeah,
I
you're
agree.
going to be
I agree.
you're going to be traveling
I get that from my
always.
father, yes.
All right.
Hey, how are the frequent flyer miles? Do they work
Yeah.
out?
Wow.
Off
What are
the
the purpose of that?
charts. Off the charts.
Well, you got a license now, so
Works. All right.
Hey,
I-
next time,
Badges? I don't need no stinking badges.
King, next time, can I see your suitcase of all the stickers of where you went?
Yeah, right. On all my luggage.
All right. I'm going to go over to the coffee shop.
Okay.
is there anything? So we got any starred, or I didn't know.
Yeah, I've got some.
Go
Okay.
over to the hot chocolate
All right.
shop.
Okay. Terry says, I was driving home from work a few nights ago and was on a long straight stretch of road. About half a mile ahead, I see a car coming from the right. I could see taillights, but no headlights. It came up to the intersection and proceeded to cross, but as it crossed, the taillights disappeared. It was like the car drove through a doorway and disappeared. I have to add here that there is no road where that car was. There's no turnaround, no driveway, no pullover area, nothing but trees and bushes. Did I witness another glitch in the matrix?
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
What?
This, yeah.
I mean, my initial impression is it did happen, but this feels repeating. It almost like okay, ghosts like Civil War ghosts just walk the field, and they walk the field. It's what they do. It almost feels like it's a repeating loop.
Okay, I
Yeah,
feel like this.
right.
I feel like two densities overtouch each other.
I mean, I would agree with that,
Overlapped.
but this
Overlap.
feels like is something
This
that's
is-
constant, happens a lot.
It's
Constantly.
happened to Terry quite a few times,
Quite a
and it's
bit.
usually a lot she sees this.
I
So
think you need to find
it's
another road, Terry.
Right,
No.
but she can see it. That's just it. I mean, it's particular. It's a frequency. She can see it. But
Oh.
is this repeat, Jen? Does this?
it's
is
just
this,
a repeat. The Wheel of
Okay.
Fortune just keeps coming back around. It's in a loop, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay. Well, is this time, or is this like, I don't know, ghostly specter? I don't know.
Okay, how about, and I don't know
Oh.
how you drive, Terry, but if you're in a higher thought meditation while you're driving,
With her
you're
shoes on.
seeing a different density.
Yeah, I mean, she can see it. Like
This
I drive,
is
I pray.
time. This isn't spiritual. It has to do with
Yeah.
the
It's time?
time. loop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like spectral. It's not ghostly, but it does look.
Mm-mm. Nope.
No, she's seeing it a different density.
No, is there a vortex there? Is not necessarily dimensional. Is this a vortex of some sort?
Like an energy vortex where it
The
just
spiral. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Uh,
That's what I was going to ask. He's by an army base. I wonder if there's something they're doing with
wormhole.
Could it be a wormhole?
something.
Yeah,
I don't
I get yes on wormhole.
Yeah, I get yes on wormhole. But there's something they're doing. Is it something on that base that's affecting that? Opening up a wormhole, maybe?
I can't answer that one. It won't give me anything on that one.
No, I get a no on that.
No, mine just won't answer. Like, well,
Well, actually, this is strength card, and the military has been working on this. I wonder if this is an experiment,
Wow, interesting.
or is this how they are moving around from doing their white hat?
Are
thing?
they doing it off base and not on base? Because my question was on base.
Oh,
1 foot in, 1 foot out. They do a little bit both, but
Okay.
yeah.
is this something to do with okay, they have the technology now to almost do the Philadelphia experiment, but on a little smaller scale.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Terry, I want you to try something
yes.
before you get to that location again. I want you to check your Wi-Fi bars and see if something glitches before you get there.
The zone of silence.
You hit the nail on the head, like with the Philadelphia experiment, because they're showing the boat there. But
Okay.
yeah, it is. They're trying to move at a better way of doing it. They learned a lot. They got enlightened since they did that experiment. So it has a lot to do with that. And those were some horrible stories.
I don't think they know what to do with it. I mean, they know it's happening. I just don't think they understand it completely. That's why it's so small, but they realize it. But I don't know if I don't know. It just feels like, okay, this is happening, and like they've stopped because that's all it's doing. It just keeps happening.
Well, I was going to say, if it's a wormhole, can you close a wormhole, or are they permanent?
I don't know. Well, how they open, maybe. How they opened it.
Or like
you can close a wormhole.
You can close one. Okay.
Was not one done? I thought there was a wormhole that was closed.
Okay, they're showing me positive, negative, whatever's positive, negative, earth, sky, whatever. How somehow that's keeping this going. Just like the natural ether, the natural ether is keeping this going. It's not being powered; it's powering itself. Does that make sense?
Wow. Okay. Is this?
I don't know what to do with it.
Is this off-world?
No, it's man. It's man.
It's man with off-world materials.
Does intention have something to do with it?
No, I'm rejecting the
powering it up, or direction?
Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. I just went away from it though.
Okay.
Interesting. They show me the temperance, and this is supposed to be living waters, but you don't know if she's pouring it this way or this way. Like you said, it keeps going back and forth, but it doesn't seem like there's an end to it. Or I asked, and I know that King confirmed it. You can close it. The question is, do they not want to?
Well, or like what I said. It's just taking a life on its own, and it's being powered by the ether, for lack of a better term. They keep showing me positive, negative, and this is what's making it happen. Ether's coming to mind.
Well, it's interesting. This is all positive energy coming through there. It's nothing negative or scary that we should worry about.
It's just there. That's just it. They don't know what to do with it.
Okay.
Interesting. Very.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's probably not the only one that exists. Terry's just fortunate enough she gets to witness it. All right.
At 2:04, read Tyler's comment.
2:04.
What, the polar shift?
Yeah.
The polar shift portals.
That would be 11:04.
This one?
Yeah.
The polar shift is moving portals around all over. That time is speeding up for sure, interfering with the established ley lines for sure. Wow. Well, what happens when you mess with the energy of the ley lines, though?
Mother Nature's not pleased.
Yeah, she starts throwing tantrums.
But
I actually think it's a little bit more beyond ley lines.
No, but-
This has a very earthly energy. Ley lines, yes, but there's something else. No, it's interesting. There's something else. Something.
Magnetic flux.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Low.
What he says is it makes sense because
Yep.
if you're shifting axis north to south,
Right.
and it's affecting the ley lines through magnetism.
Well, if it changes the electromagnetic field around Gaia, yeah, it probably
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
Okay. This is coming to mind. I just need a yes or no on this.
Mhm.
They're showing me 1 below and 2 above. I don't know what that means. In other words, for every one that's below, there's 2 above, or there's 2 portions that affect the one below. There's some kind of, like, whether it's portals, whether it's ley lines, it's there's 2 above, 1 below, 2 above, 1 below. That's what I keep seeing.
I get yes.
I don't know. It's kind of roundish. Almost bubbles. I can't explain it. It's not perfectly circular.
It says yes, and the star card comes in. So yes, there's
Yeah,
more above than.
I get more triangular.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, it's making a triangle.
Yes.
I think you're right there, King. It is.
Well,
making a
yeah.
triangle
If you pay
with
attention to the
bubbles.
star card, look how they're forming these triangles.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's
Interesting.
very cool. Thanks, Tyler. I liked it.
Tyler, and awesome observation, Terry.
Okay.
Okay. Caroline has one. I was meditating a few days ago and I felt energy in my hands. With my eyes closed, I put my hands in front of my eyes and it was really bright. It has never happened before with the light. What was going on there?
Is
Healing
Caroline, are you
energies.
still there? If you're still there, are you doing the Sahasra meditation?
No.
I'm getting healing.
I was thinking healing too, that she's seeing the power of the light that's in her hands. Yeah.
Once you're centering your chakras,
Mm,
then you have sensitivity and healing in your hands.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
You
even
can feel the energy now. It just has light to it too.
Yeah. See, like when I play with this energy here, and then sometimes it forms, and sometimes it's different. And lately, it's starting to have weight, and so it kind of feels like what she's talking about. I don't know whether it's meditation or what, but it's similar, if you will.
Mhm.
But like, see, I don't know what to do with this now because all of a sudden it has weight to it, and sometimes form, and where normally it's just like I'm this is my way of playing with the energy and what I'm feeling.
Mhm.
But like I said, it feels very similar what she's describing.
Snowball fight.
And your
Energy
hands,
fight.
Rock, don't your hands still get really hot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the funny thing is they've actually dropped in temperature, and now, so like say like 94 feels extremely hot to me, and like I have my measurer here. I haven't been above 96.
Yeah.
But it's like when it hits 92, 93, it's hot for me. And that's not even that's below the body temperature. So, but yeah, it's really weird.
Wow.
Mine tingles more.
Well, Caroline, I think that your healing is manifesting into a higher level now.
Yeah.
So it's not just the energy you're feeling, you're also getting the light behind it because you're being called to heal.
Yep.
Someone's trying to get your attention. Like, you're going to be really good at this. Okay.
We still need one more subscriber for Caroline. Just saying.
Okay. All right. That's it for my coffees. King, did you have any?
Well, I had one from Jules, but it wasn't a question. Let's check again. Yeah, no, I don't have a question.
Okay.
It won't let me post it for some reason.
I've got.
You got your Vippy card?
Vippy.
Put your Vippy card up there.
You want Vippy? I got a lot of Vippies.
Yeah, we got Vippy. There's a big Vippy right there. Huh?
That's that was your Vippy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was my Vippy. Roy has the next one. What I got here? Why I have I become part of this USA family outside of normal New
Why
Zealand?
have I become part of the
Why
USA
have I?
family?
Yeah. So,
Outside
cause
of
we're special.
Yeah, we're all down a bag of chips, Roy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say
Yeah,
yesterday
wait.
we were doing the tarot, and I thought it was hilarious that we kept saying, Roy, we don't understand your language.
Yeah, he was making proper English.
Yeah. Proper English. We don't understand that part.
Very proper, perfect pronunciation, and we're all
Can
going,
you-
what?
Can you speak Southern?
South Wales?
That
Southern
southern
Wales.
drawl.
Southern England. Yeah. No, actually, we have quite a bit of people in other countries joining in. You're
There
joining
are.
Soul
But
family.
this family will help you reach enlightenment.
Yeah.
So that's good.
It's where you're supposed to be now, Roy.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. I mean, look, life goes on, we move on, things change, everything. But right now, this is part of your learning. This is part of your family. And yeah, I mean, some people step forward, move on, move back, come back, in and out. It's just where you're supposed to be right now.
Yeah. This is an equal partnership. That's giving and receiving. So
Oh, hey, I'm not
we
giving
enjoy your
shit up
company.
equally to Roy, okay? I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
And he likes when we tease him.
17. My husband had to give our township supervisor a tour today of the pump stations you didn't want to. I told him it's
He
his.
didn't want to.
Okay. I told him it's his chance to ask questions. He did. It was amazing. Can the cards confirm?
Confirm what?
His questions
If
were
the questions that got answered. Can I confirm those? Let's see.
Is there another part to it below it or no? Because she usually has a second.
That's the only one I had stars.
Told him that
I'll be right back. Excuse me.
Okay.
The big guy got to go out again. I pooped.
I pooped. Okay.
So if I come back dancing,
Oh gosh, that's funny. I think there was a lot of exposure, 17. You got to ask the questions that your husband asked showed how incompetent and bad the supervisor is.
ooh,
And that
Oh, yes. Yeah, I
and that
got it
he's been
strong.
pulling
Yes,
the wool over people's eyes. Yeah. Yep.
I think that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yep.
Okay. Peg. Fertilizer dumped into Nishnabotna River here in Iowa. Several dead fish under investigation. Is this going to be devastating or just being blown out of proportion? Nefarious. I have not heard this. Was this recent? Oh.
Fertilizer jumped.
I'm getting devastating temporarily.
Yeah. You know what? That brings me to something I wanted to talk about when we were saying manifest for a better timeline. If you guys do it in a group way and manifest or pray for these rivers to heal itself, for land to heal itself, you are doing a great spiritual healing for it.
Now, this is not going to make a whole lot of sense, but I'm just telling you what the cards show. They're saying that this is a white hat operation and that they're reconciling some things that were happening in that river. They're making it better for Gaia. I don't know what that means.
Okay, so did they put
Cleaning it up.
Yeah, did they put something that if the fish ingested some poison, those are not going to survive?
Something to balance out, because they're telling me like a pH balance of the water that it's supposed to actually help.
But
I get it was nefarious at first, and then the white hats came and changed.
And neutralized it.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think
it's one of those things that keep flapping in the wind, and it's kind of red in color.
Okay.
It was all business. Boom, boom. All business. Okay.
Yep.
All business.
I wonder
It
if
certainly
the,
was.
Determined.
I wonder if the fish that didn't survive, the dying fish, had too much chemicals in it, and that's why it didn't survive. So people don't eat it.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. All righty. Tyler, is the balance between masculine and feminine or light and dark, or is it the balance of above and below?
That was the moon thing, I think.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, did we talk about this? Is this
Yeah, we
a-
talked about the moon and the earth.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, real quick. It's
Below.
both.
I think
Both.
it's just a balance.
Depends on what it is. Yeah, it depends on what it is. I think there's a balance between light and dark and positive and negative. That's how I'm receiving
Yeah.
it. But so sorry if not
Masculine and
understanding that.
feminine.
Yeah.
The Bundys, you can't have one with the other.
Since the masculine is always positive and the feminine is always negative.
Oh, is that how this is today? Okay, I see how it is. Okay.
Listen, I married Mrs. Wright. I just didn't know her first name was always.
Well, you do now. Okay.
I do now. Yes.
Linda, could they be experimenting with cloaking devices?
That was
I
probably
think this is
pertaining
on
to that.
Terry's car
Yeah,
matrix.
Terry's
thing.
car. Well, I mean, I don't think cloaking. I don't see cloaking. I see two different densities. Now, is that a cloaking?
I think this is part of that question we talked about Terry's thing.
With
Yeah.
Terry's that car that she saw, yeah.
It feels like more than one, but I don't think she's wrong. I think there is a cloaking thing there, but there's something else that they were trying to get a 2-for-1, if that makes sense. Okay, maybe it feels more along the lines of teleportation.
I see it.
Okay.
It's what you're saying.
Might I ask who
Cloak and
they
teleport, cloak or
is?
teleport. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling.
Military?
I think.
Uh,
I'm thinking what you're seeing, Jay, is because they cannot control that wormhole, they're trying to cloak it.
yeah, that's like I said. That thing's just got a life of its own now. It's
Yeah,
It's
so
not
This
hurting
card
anything.
keeps coming back in. That Two of Pentacles keeps coming back in with that density. It's just open.
yeah, but are they trying to cloak it so people don't see it?
I see the cloaking thing for me feels like that was part of the experiment originally, and
Is it before?
for lack of a better term, I don't. Okay, it feels like teleportation, but it was like leading up to it. It was like the first step of it. That's
It's a military operation. There's your star card. It really it is a way to move from density and time.
Did it originally start with CERN?
Oh,
I was thinking.
That's what I'm getting.
Okay,
And military took it over.
what was that thing in Iraq that they went for? This what was that?
Stargate.
Yeah,
I was thinking that, but CERN. Let's see CERN. Was this CERN?
I want to say yes because what they're showing me is little things, real little things. So that would pertain to particles. I want to say yes to that, Dennis. But it seems really little, whatever it is.
Right.
Okay, we know we have a new element 151 that Bob Lazar talked about, and then before it became an element, and then it actually became an element exactly by the name that he gave. I think there's something else they have that hasn't come out yet. Maybe that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I'm actually answering 3D shit. Are you hearing me?
Wow.
I know. And I'm all salivated out too.
Hold on. Wait. I'm sorry. Okay.
So
Did you say
Thank
something?
you.
the magician is all the elements, and this is consequences of doing that CERN, the colloidal thing, whatever it is. This is affecting the whole world. It's slowly going to change our sense of time. They really messed with our field.
Oh, yes, they did.
That's it. It keeps coming to mind. Children, like they're playing with shit that they have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah, they have no idea what they're doing.
Okay, so there's supposed to be a solar flash coming. Would that correct that mistake?
Well, let's first ask if there is a solar flash that's coming.
Eventually.
I know they're going to blame a lot of stuff
We're
on
not-
solar
we're not
flashes.
gonna-
The eclipse. The eclipse. Let's do the eclipse. What is
See, I
it?
had to mention it. They won't give me anything. I had to mention I was doing shit. And okay, take it away.
I bet you they were on a lunch break when you snuck that one in, Jay. They're like, oh my God, I thought you were
Knock
watching.
that in between the other heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Remember, Abba. That's all.
Okay.
Oh,
My heart skips a beat every once in a while.
he just wants it on pause for quite a bit. Here, let me help you guys.
Now they're confirming that the sun can help correct it, but it makes me worry that it's going to make it worse in a way too.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is it the eclipse or is it a flash that's going to correct it?
This is the solar eclipse. Cover your eyes. Wear your fancy glasses. But there's something there.
Speaking of,
I'm getting it would be normally detrimental to us, but there's help
Yeah.
speaking of
that deflects it a bit.
the eclipse, I just saw something on Instagram this morning, real quick. That
Oh, it has to be true. Go ahead.
it's 100.
Absolutely.
I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, I
I
invented
just
the
want to
internet.
verify it. They're talking about you should look into the eclipse during the eclipse instead of covering your eyes.
I'm not afraid to look at it. I remember as a kid, I looked at the eclipse.
Yeah.
Now, my intention is, I got to go out there and look at this. But I really, I agree. Like, okay, if you see it, you see it. I don't think you're going to be blinded. I mean, even what the nuns told me, I have to wear glasses. So, they were only half right. Just saying.
Yeah, but that's what he was suggesting, that it should, because it actually gives you a different frequency that they've been telling us to.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk that it has healing qualities.
Yes, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've seen a whole lot of things about DNA activation and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I really think that all has to do with you. It's already within your DNA.
I'll just
Are you activating something? No, I just think to me, it's like knowing yourself. If you can just go inside, it's already there. I don't think there's anything you can necessarily do except from that spiritual standpoint to activate shit.
Could it be
Like, what are you going to do? Take a pill, or do this 12 times, spin around and jump, when the equator goes.
I don't know that someone
Yeah.
else
You
can
watch me.
activate.
I have issues with certain things like that because, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's just something they want to talk about. There's no way to prove it. There's no way to, this will activate your DNA. Well, guess what? Getting up in the morning does that. It's already active.
You have to activate your own DNA within you. I don't think anybody else can do that for you.
I really think it's spiritual because it's already there. So,
yeah.
But
and I think spiritually, the higher your vibration is, the more activations you can receive.
Yeah. All right. That's all the questions that I saw. Did you see any? What's our next topic next week?
Oh, next week I will not be here.
Before.
There's grandson things going on next week. We only have them till April. So I know Wednesday and Thursday and Friday I'm out on whatever, but so I'm glad you said that because my wife has to tell me 12 times, so but at least I remembered.
And there's time.
Always right.
Time marches on.
Wow,
I can do it Wednesday. I can't do anything Friday because Lee has to go to a surgeon for his hand. He's going to have hand surgery.
Well, can I ask one question? Let me do Nadia.
A Vivian.
I don't have a VIP card. Hold on.
I don't know.
You can borrow mine. Here you go.
Okay. Well, how about it? Can we ask this? Can we get to a point? Not necessarily everyone, but people. Can we get to a point where that we can almost alter that time? alter it. Maybe not change it, but alter time in this 3D world. Is there some point that we can do that, whether it's through meditation or something? That's what I'm trying to get at. Is there some point that we could actually do this? I mean, when I ask myself this, I feel that there's people doing it now. They just don't realize it.
Yeah.
But let's just ask, is that possible? Is it a yes or no? Is it literally possible to do this?
It is. It is happening, actually.
Is it individual or is it a collective?
It's a
It
collective.
feels individual. It doesn't, but it feels like many, but not tons. It's not everybody, but it just feels like it's
all right.
A
So
group thing.
here's the thing: if everybody is now awakening and using your light, so removing old baggage, forgiveness, all of that stuff, you're shining your light brighter. As you shine your light brighter around the world, if a few only manifest the betterment of time or timeline shift, it does change everything because all the lights are on.
Yeah, but I honestly don't think we can quote change a timeline. I don't. I think we can maybe influence things changing or an
I
event,
think we can
making events stop.
manipulate certain circumstances in our timeline.
I think a whole lot of that is the divinity of things, and that's
the
not,
reason I say that is because
you're not going to get there. Sorry.
You remember what we were talking about with the infinity sign, and then there would be time that we will go the opposite way.
Yeah.
See, to me, I thought that's like changing the time.
That's changing direction, but yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm always
is that
going
even a
in the
polarity
opposite
thing?
direction.
Polarity, something, I don't know. At least for us, I don't want you to look at polarity as positive, negative. I'm just saying we always talk about perception, but does it change? We looked at one thing and now we kind of see it this way because it's happening. I don't know. I've been connected too long. Sorry.
Well, Nani can tell you that I'm a backwards kid anyway. So you all go one way, I'm going the other.
Yeah, King drives into the wrong way traffic. He's just heading down the other way.
So much more fun.
King was also reincarnated from a salmon.
Wow. Okay.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Keep swimming.
up the river. Yeah, but I mean, for me, I don't know if this is timeline or whatever, but say, for example, when we first started, Revelation was this ugly thing that everybody had fear for. But now we're looking at Revelation being, okay, it's not going to be as bad as we think. Is that changing timeline?
I don't know. I always looked at Revelation as it's things to come. It's not, if you look at it fearful, you're afraid of judgment. If you look at it as it's kind of a playbook, then you understand what's going on. There's really nothing to fear.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think there's more people that are coming away from the fear,
exactly,
if you will. But I also see a whole lot of people putting stock into the rapture. And I mean,
those are the ones that are afraid to step out of that proverbial box.
What if you aren't the one that goes or ascend, or maybe that's your purpose? Again, I think people kind of set themselves up for disappointment because, I mean, let's face it, if you don't go to the rapture, your faith is shit out the door, at least for most people. Where for me, it's like, I already knew that. You know what I mean?
I heard I drew this short straw.
Short straw. You can Well, I think what also changed, maybe not necessarily the timeline. I guess you could look at it. It's our perception of what revelation actually means. It's not bad stuff for us. It's bad stuff for the bad guys because it was twisted.
Yeah,
we were told all these horrible things were going to happen to us.
Yeah, but more people awakening to that changes it.
Mm-hmm. Well, true. I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually see. I think it was in X-Men when Professor Xavier looks out and sees all these light beings.
Mm.
In the thing.
Yeah.
He can connect all the mutants.
Well, those are the awakened. Those are the light that you shine. And even if, for example, you feel like you don't have a purpose right now, your purpose is to shine that light.
Yeah.
I gotta
That's
share this.
okay.
This just popped up on my screen. You know how like
Oh.
YouTube sends you stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Rapture revealed. Can't make that up. I'm sorry. It just,
Wow, you should put mute on that so they don't hear you.
exactly. Well, I don't know how to
They're
stop that.
listening.
I'm not that tech savvy. It just, it doesn't happen on my phone. On my computer, it does that. I don't know what to do.
It's so weird. I mean, I can type something and I'm thinking what I want to type, and it's coming out typing before I even say it.
Mm.
And it's really crazy.
That's you special, Nadia.
Hey, special.
You special.
That's what my special.
All right. So topic for next Wednesday. Rock's going to be busy, but we could look into something.
Want to do
overall? I just look at we can use time as an advantage. If we can use if we look at time as not so important, if we look at time as not so relevant, I just think
We don't get hung up on it.
Yeah, we don't get hung up on it, but yet at the same time, I think we can use it in a positive way.
Exactly. I agree with that.
And that comes from your heart, how you feel. Perception, just as Jen started, is this whole thing in the beginning is going to pertain to your perception. So
yeah, absolutely.
How about Gobake Tempe? Maybe first we should learn how to say it.
That's actually what I wrote down first, is what I want to study.
Get out of my head, Jen.
Sorry. The heater's on in there. It's cozy. Okay.
Like, how about Gobake Tempe?
Great.
That's what's on my list.
Let us do Enoch on another Wednesday deep dive.
Okay.
Whatever chapter we decide.
I want to do.
I was going to say, let's pick a specific chapter, because that's huge.
Yeah, if you're going with the book too, which book? 1. I think 1 and 1 and 3. 5 kind of seems like the context changes, the wording changes a little bit. So 1 and 3 seems to be the originals to me.
Yeah, I would like when you're there, Jay. I know you have more knowledge on it, and I think I'd rather do it while you're there.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe we should do
I agree.
Emerald Tablet when Jay's not.
We could also save that for Jay too.
We went there.
We have a lot of water next to you, Jay.
I'm hoping I'm the guy that stretched Toth's nose and made it look like that. I just hope I'm the guy that made it like that.
Hold on to the
I'm actually seeing Jay
and his neck
for that book. I hate this book.
Oh, that's funny.
So
okay.
Go Beckley Tempe.
Let's do a couple hours on how to pronounce it.
Let's do
mandatory.
Turkey.
Watch Ancient Aliens, an episode of Göbekli Tepe, just to hear their pronunciations, and they do it 8 ways.
It's going to be redneckness here, so it's all right.
I think you could have a drinking game with them. Who pronunciates the word different? Drink. Okay. Drink. Well,
that would be a fun game. Okay.
I'll do
it. So we'll do that next Wednesday then. King, you got a show tomorrow?
I have a show tomorrow at 1:00 my time. That will be Pacific. And then Friday's Roundtable is the usual
potpourri
for questions. And then Saturday at 1.
Something changes, I'll let you guys know if I can make it. Okay. Right now it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Looks like that's
okay.
I'll grandson.
I'll bring my Vippy on.
Yeah, I'll
you can always put your grandson on with you.
Yeah.
We'll let you.
Well, no, he's actually afraid of the dogs. He's gone through this thing where
leave the dogs outside.
He's afraid of dogs. It doesn't work that way.
Well, if we need to change,
Houdini is as Balto is, and he just pulls 2x4s out of nowhere. He will break through that door somehow to get next to me. So,
if we need to, we can move the roundtable to a Monday if necessary, and I'll just switch and do a different day.
No, I actually like your Monday shows. I don't want to mess that up.
Steel
we'll work
doors.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm as far as next week goes, I'm basically out until
Okay.
unless I'm changed.
I just want to say, I cannot believe we made it with time today. I didn't think we were going to have anything
It's
to
good
talk.
for time.
We
I've
started
still
last
got
night going,
time.
do we have time to do time?
It just
Yeah.
mostly
I'm just
spirit for
lost.
me, really. I mean, there was one or two things I looked at, and I got stuck on what they gave me, and it was like done after that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
But there were some really cool questions from the family. I like that. There's some really cool questions
Yeah.
in there.
Very nice.
So,
Beautiful.
yeah, kudos
Well-
to them. And subscribe to Carolyn. Hopefully she got her 50th
Yes.
one there. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Anyway, love you guys.
All right.
All right.
Nugs and
Love you
kisses.
too.
And
I have
to-
Jelly soap opera stuff. Okay.
Oh, yeah, yes. As soon as you get home from work.
Do your
The lime,
All right, love you
the
guys.
lime sands
All
of
right, love you, honey.
time. Yes.
Yeah.
I got to prepare for a client, so
Okay.
I will be listening while I'm preparing.
Yeah,
Okay,
me
I'm
too.
going to do these quick little articles.
Love you guys. Bye.
Love you.
All right.
All right. There we go. All right. Angel of Abundance. I don't know if it's just me or we just had this, but it says words of abundance. You have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in a loving, optimistic term, and that is what you attract for yourself and others. I swear we just had that, but it's laws of attraction. Speak kindly, it comes back. Okay. Your archangel today, Archangel Azrael. Okie dokie. It is time to let go, prepare for change. Wow, it's time for a transition in your life. One part's ending and another is waiting to take its place. You may need to cut the cords to an aspect in your current life, maybe a person, a situation, a job, a house, or even a country. Your guidance is to release the old graciously and courageously and prepare for the birth of something expected but unknown. Well, all right then. Change into something new. Sacred Forest today. Moonlight enchantment of magic. Talk about the moon. All right. Believe in magic. You're being given powerful mystical messages from spirit. Take time to listen. Allow the luminescent, receptive energy of the moon to activate your creativity. You receive mystical messages and you are a spiritual messenger for others. She'll talk to you if you can find her, right? All right. Chakra oracles. This kind of floored me when I was shuffling the deck. All three cards represent the solar plexus today. They're all yellow. Okay, so let's see what they're telling us. One is facade. Okay, personal comfort comes with this metallic energy and a deep need to discover your true self. Earthly values and care for others are also represented. Being cut off from feelings may be a challenge, but recover who you are and rethink your journey. Sometimes that's necessary. It's like a reset. Okay. All right. The next one is prayer. We have prayer. Inquiry and original thoughts are inspired by the angels in lemon yellow. Cut through and face the truth and surrender to a higher calling. There is a collaboration here and a willingness to change one's mind. Try letting go of control. Have we met? Okay. All right. And your final card, beautiful card to end on today, it is joy. This vibrational energy is walking on air. A pure essence of joy comes through detachment. Daisy yellow brings joy but does not experience it. Its purpose is to radiate what is inside. This powerful energy moves your projects forward. It is too detached to be creative, but will draw on assistance necessary to further your goals. Have joy. Always remember to have joy. It helps us get to our destination, does it not? If we're happy about our journey, at least we learn positivity. All right, guys, that is the show today. Thank you for joining us. Go over to Caroline and subscribe to her. And King's got a show tomorrow, and I'll see you over there. Okay. All right. Love and light. Many blessings. You guys have a blessed day. Love ya.